listening to Dank Swamp Rebellion.
You can talk. What?
Champagne for something special, or can I have some?
Oh, you can have some. That's why I poured it. Have the champagne.
Thank you.
The champagne is a go.
It is for something special.
I love that.
This is something special.
This is
Kathy,
what I would
you
say
are
is
something
special, for sure.
It's pretty special. It's one of the most special things that we have ever done as a show.
I feel so nice.
And we've done a
Slick
lot of
and
things.
smooth.
We've done a lot of things, but it's very cool to be here. Thank you so much, Rachel, for having us here. Jeremy Dean, it's just cool to see you, man.
Mr. Cody,
it's
thank
been
you.
a very long time.
It has been a long time.
It's
Too
been
long.
a long time. Too long. But I'm so glad you guys are here. It's
We are
finally
too.
full circle.
So stoked.
I'm like so stoked.
So
We're finally dead. It feels like this has been brewing for quite some time.
Yes.
And every obstacle that could get in the way did.
Yes,
Including a
it
hurricane.
did.
Yep.
Including a hurricane, including a pandemic, a couple other things.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to throw at you, but like, this is a moment that it's gonna sit with you for a while. Yeah. And that's awesome. We're so stoked to be able to see this, and for you inviting us here and being able to do this with you, like we're part of the team.
You are part of the team. We've talked about so many things, even though we've only gotten together one time. But I feel like I know y'all so
yeah,
well.
we've had a few Zoom calls over
Yeah, we've had some
the
Zoom
year.
calls. And
Yeah.
we had that long session, which was like, we were in there for days, it felt like, in a good way.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to leave. We're having so much fun.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
the idea train went full motion in that too, so that was cool. And you couldn't have picked a better venue. This is very cool.
This is amazing.
Yes, thank you. Welcome to the Nims Center.
Very awesome here. And for those of you out there that don't know, we are here for a reason, and the reason is that tonight is a private screening of Rachel's movie that has finally come to fruition for the Mantle. So congratulations to you and your team and everybody that's done this with you, because it's been a long time coming. Took you a while. You look
Yeah.
super excited, and I love that.
Thank you. Yes, it's been over a year.
And
Can
you
you
look
believe
great.
it?
You look absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. It's thanks
So-
to some of the lovely people over there who did my makeup.
Can't do it without your people, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So I can't believe it. A little over a year ago, I wrote the script, and ever since then, we've been trying very hard to make it a reality. And the day is finally here where we get to show it to people. Everyone who helped us out, everyone who donated to the campaign, and then our amazing producer Suwani, who came in with the rest of it to help us finish. Our amazing crew, my DP Samuel, like my editor Jared, everybody, my amazing cast, Jeremy, and producing partner. Couldn't have done it without you, man. And yeah, just an amazing support system.
It's gotta be awesome having someone like Jeremy with you that it's so multifaceted, right?
Yeah.
Producing, acting, has a different perspective on things. I know even with us, in our day-to-day of what we do, that's one of the biggest things, just having somebody solid that you can bounce off of, right?
Makes a world of
so
difference.
that's really cool, because you don't see that often. People think they have that, but they don't.
Yeah.
Right? So what you guys are doing is pretty awesome. And, we follow you guys on Instagram and on Facebook and all that stuff, and the thing is like we see how active you guys are, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing is you can hone in on somebody that is serious about their craft by doing that, by seeing how active they are and what they're doing on the daily, and you never stop grinding.
Yeah.
And that's what's awesome.
It's
is the
inspiring,
drive in
man.
it is very inspiring for us.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Same with you guys, 100%.
We don't stop because we have weird addictive tendencies.
We love it too. I think we've got more things to come together too.
Oh yeah, this is the beginning.
Oh, 100%.
It's still the beginning.
It's still the beginning. We're kind of like coming back to like a re-beginning, new
That's it.
beginning.
Absolutely.
With no hurricanes coming our way,
no more
hopefully. But yeah,
hurricanes, please.
but like you were saying, like having somebody like Jeremy and just when you find those people, you stick with them.
It's a huge
100%.
compliment, so thank
Yeah.
you. sometimes it doesn't feel like it, I guess. But
When you're in the weeds every day with like the production and how things
Yeah.
moving, you kind of don't get to look outside.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And I think it's like the events like these that end up like kind of you take that step back and you're like, wow, this really came together. Like
Yeah, like a year ago, this wasn't a thing. Like,
Yeah, totally.
Wait.
If you would have told us a year ago that we'd be doing this, we would have laughed at you too. You know what I mean? Like, it's just awesome to see how we all come together on this, and you know, we come up together, and we talked about it last time when y'all was on the show. It just rings true, and we live that life, and only good things can come out of it.
Yeah. Artists rolling with artists.
That's it.
And the
100%.
thing is, even with your cast and everything, we know that when we first started what we do, right, we tried to force different things with different people, but it's when everything falls into place, every person has their part, and everything melds, that's when you know it's going to be good. Anything that's forced is never going to be as awesome as it could be, on par as it could be. But the way you let your life flow, where it's like, hey, if this happens, it happens. If not, you never stop grinding for it. But you always have that in the back of your mind, knowing that it all has to come together correctly for it to be right at the end. So,
Yeah.
100%.
kudos to you guys to make it to this night, because
yeah, thank
it's
you.
awesome.
Well, I think
Thank
you
you.
hit it right on the head of like just. I think you finally meet those people that are able to fill those shoes that you've always been looking for. And sometimes it's not that the people that you worked with in the past aren't good at what they do, but maybe it's just not right for that team, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so when you find your team, you stick with them and you love them to death, you know?
Yeah,
And I
ride
think
or
that's
die.
what has been
Yes.
created, you know? And it's awesome. It's cool to be a part of, yeah.
Well, and that's what happened with this project too. Like, we found the team, and then they stuck with us without it being forced through all the obstacles.
Because
They
the
were just
belief
on
system in it
board.
was there.
Yeah.
Right? So they have
so
to believe
grateful.
in what they're doing, or it's never going to stick. And thank God for people that have that in them, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They're few and far between enough.
Yes.
I really think that when people do get that vibe from each other, they tend to do everything they can to make sure I'm around this person often enough to stay inspired like that.
Yeah, totally.
100%.
So
Yep.
we'll be right back with you. We're about to get started with this screening in exactly 9 minutes. So we'll be back on mic in a minute, and we'll go from there.
Yay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So we just came out of the private screening for the Mantle, and none other than writer-director extraordinaire, home of Louisiana, Brandon Stoof. His lovely wife has come in to see it tonight. Guys, how's it going?
Great. That's
Going
great.
great.
Great to
Thank
see
you.
you guys too, by the way.
It really is,
It
man.
is awesome to see you
Yeah,
guys.
Second
for
time
sure,
we've seen
man.
each other in a month, man.
know, it's crazy.
It's like fate almost.
It's like moving out in the wild's a good thing or something. I like it.
So I just starting off. The movie touched a crazy place in my heart. What did you guys think?
Oh, I thought it was
Absolutely.
I think it was a fantastic story. I hate to say the word fantastic when you watch it. No, it's a beautiful story that needs to be told, and it gives a new light to that situation.
Right.
Absolutely. I have to agree. I think that it's something that needs to be told, and I think that it goes under the radar too much.
Absolutely. And the tones of it fit. The way it was shot, the audio was amazing in it. But that's the thing that you never get to see. Is the opposite side of a lot of things. A lot of things in this world are one-sided, and I felt like in being a short, you only have so many minutes, right, to tell a whole story, which is not the easiest thing to do. But for someone who loves shorts, because my attention span sucks, it was just something that really touched me, and it was really well put together, and the acting was believable.
Yes.
Right? That's something that you don't find a whole lot of. You can watch Netflix and Disney originals today, with new actors and actresses on the scene that really aren't as believable as some of our local people that we have. So,
Well, within the first 10 seconds, you were gripped.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, oh man, what a-
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think writer-director Rachel Jacobs did an excellent job with this. She also did some acting in it, which is
crazy good.
Yeah, very
She did
good.
awesome.
There was a point, which I'm not going to give away, but we talked about on Obi-Wan Kenobi when Ewan McGregor found out that Anakin was alive, right?
Right.
There was a certain amount of fear that he depicted, and it was the same thing with her. There was a point in this film as a man and having a wife and having kids of my own, seeing that look in her face and how real that was gripping, because that's not a very easy thing to come across. Fear is a hard thing to portray. Laughter and things of that nature, you can kind of get somebody giggling off camera, I'd assume, and kind of get you in the mood. But having a true fear of something and feeling desperation like that, that's very hard to do.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
So I find that I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was for being, it made me sad.
Yeah.
For as touching as it was beautiful.
There was quite a few non-dry eyes throughout that film. So.
Oh yes.
But yeah, kudos to her, man. It's super cool to see what's going on, and I'm glad that COVID is, I'm not saying lifted, but it's lesser of a thing, right?
Right.
And also a lot of where we are, we're starting to get a little bit closer to being back to doing better things past Ida.
Right.
Ida's
Right.
ruined a lot of things for us, but what do you think that you're gonna have any shorts coming out in the future, or
Actually, yeah.
we were talking about that
we have-
recently.
I think y'all should let me pitch this idea. Right? I think y'all should make a short, right? But it's gonna be stop animation of all the little robots that y'all kid makes.
There you go.
That would be amazing. He would
That
love
would be
that.
really cool.
Shout
He
out
would love
Dragon
that.
Frame.
He would really love that.
I think that'd be awesome.
Yes.
I'd watch that. I'd be down.
Yeah. But speaking of shorts, I'm actually in talks right now to start a series of shorts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right on.
Back home for us in our
Awesome.
area.
Awesome,
Yes.
man.
We'll
Love
talk
it.
more about that out for you.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
little
we'll get together
sneaky
soon. Hell yeah.
exclusive
Yes.
here. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I
great.
love that.
I think you'll like this one.
Hell yeah. Dude, I like the last one.
Yeah.
And I like the next one after that.
Yes.
We'll be But yeah, we need to get together soon. We need to do something, man.
Yeah, we
get
do.
together and hang out and just shoot the shit. So.
Oh yeah.
But
I'll come on my show.
I'll do that.
Oh, there we go.
I watched the film, R2. So
Yes.
I got some experience.
Yeah.
We're good.
Y'all part of my production too.
Yes, y'all are actually.
I've watched quite a few films myself.
Have we ever been guests on anything? That would be fun.
No, we've had other people that have had things as guests on our show, but we've been invited for things like 16-Bit wants us to do a thing, but
Yeah.
we just never done it because they're out in the city.
Let's
I
be
have an
guests.
idea. How about at the same exact time, you do your podcast and they do their podcast?
Oh, we can host each other.
Exactly, at the
That
same
would be an awesome
time.
So no
crossover.
one would ever like ask questions.
Or nobody answer
You-
questions.
It would just be
It's like dead
free
air.
for all.
Hey man, that's a silent film.
Yeah, but no visuals. How does that work out?
It's sensory overload. You're not ready for this.
Can we make it happen?
We can make anything happen. Anything's possible.
This is true.
On my terrible.
I have at least 20 hours of white noise somewhere on my computer, I promise.
It's gonna be a whole podcast with the ASMR.
That's my other show.
So, Fall on the Mantle was amazing.
Absolutely.
Another thing that was amazing was those almond cookies, right?
Orange Day? Oh my god.
I put that in my mouth. I was transported back to the little Asian restaurant that has those almond cookies, but better. It had like the little sauce on the top. I'm just saying, they did it right. Okay, had a little champagne.
Yeah, a couple
almond
champagnes,
cookies.
yeah.
It's a glass of vodka.
So that kind of put the icing on the cake for me, so to speak. You know, catch a little flick. It wasn't 4 hours long. I can sit here and eat a cookie, drink some champagne.
It was right. Exactly what you need. You
And
might
what I
have found your new
Everyone
passion.
needs almond cookies.
That's right. Yeah. But guys, thank y'all so much for sitting in
Thank
with us.
y'all.
It's
Thank y'all.
always great to
Thanks
see
for
you guys.
having us.
Yes, thank you for
Absolutely.
having
And,
us.
it sucks that we don't see each other more often, and we live so close.
I know.
I know.
It's not like all these people that live out in the city and Atlanta and all these places. Like we're right there at home.
We're in the swamps.
And y'all gotta come to Hooters. Come see me at Hooters.
I tell her I saw all the Hooters, but
Okay.
Yeah, the food's great.
Well,
We have a
come
great
see you.
kitchen crew. I'm gonna hook y'all up. Y'all come to Hooters and see me.
I'm just at my house now. It's not as
Yeah,
fun.
he just stays home.
Go text Tyler to come join us at
Yes,
Hooters.
well, I'll just make a.
Tyler's always like just right there behind the daiquiri shop. You know, like he won't even go to the front of the street.
I just get
for the
that
daiquiri
the
shop.
after stuff.
Yeah.
What they
He said
do.
that's too far.
He digs through the dumpster in the back for half empty daiquiri cups, and that's what he does.
And it's just
after
Mighty
hours.
190s or whatever.
Yeah, Mighty 190s all night. So,
Yeah.
you guys, thank y'all so much for coming on. Good seeing you.
We
out.
appreciate it.
We'll
Thank
see
you.
Thank you,
soon.
guys.
See you soon.
All right, so we're back with Joel Wilson. Joel, song at the beginning of For the Man, that was beautiful, man.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely awesome. The way that music video was shot, I love seeing videos that are local, right? I mean,
Yeah.
super awesome.
Right
The
up
song-
our alley, right?
Yeah, the song being beautiful is one
Yeah.
thing, and then it all comes together like that. So that's pretty awesome. How did you feel about the finished product of the film?
I was blown away. I thought it was really good. And the thing that really stood out to me was the high quality acting, which is what you want to see in a film.
Absolutely. It gripped you within the first 10
yeah.
seconds, man.
It really did.
Absolutely.
And, you know, as a composer, musician guy, you know, sometimes I get caught up in the music world and you make that a focus. But with a film, you really want it to kind of like just fit in like a puzzle piece and not
right.
necessarily notice it all the time. And I thought the editing and the cuts did that with the music. It really underlaid the emotion without taking over, which I was really happy with for this film.
Absolutely
Yeah,
agree.
We felt the same way. Very encompassing of the vibe and the mood of the film and the tones of it, right? Just the way it was shot. The audio quality was amazing, right?
Yeah,
You'll see
absolutely.
some of these short films, these indie films, and a lot of times that's mostly where they're lacking. They might get some higher end cameras and things of that nature,
Yeah.
but the score might be a little off, and the cinematography might be a little off. But this was really cool the way it was put together. So did you score the entire thing?
Yes.
Dude, awesome.
Great work.
Kudos
Thank
to
you.
you.
Absolutely.
Super fan, from today. I didn't know who you were before today, but today I do. And I
Literally
loved it. It was
30
awesome.
seconds ago. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
nice.
so good, so good.
And then the music video itself and the song the short film like an extension of what that song was.
Yeah.
It didn't feel weird. It felt congruent, which was nice.
The placement was
the placement
right
was
on.
perfect. Very cool.
The song, when I found out about this project and me and Rachel started talking, I brought the song up to her because it's been a long time, but we had a miscarriage and I didn't really process through it. It just kind of happened and I was upset and then I moved on. And one day I was writing or playing around on the guitar and I felt like this spiritual kind of sensation. Like sometimes when you're meditating, you might see things in your head or whatever. And I felt this person like calling to me, and I started singing the song, which became Elijah. And it was how I processed through the grief. And it was 7 years later
Right.
when that happened.
And do you feel like men have a tendency to do that? How we feel like we have to be strong. We can't. We know there's things we can't fix, so we try to own up to it. But in the back end, it takes longer for us to process grief. Women, you know, even in my own relationships I've had, I feel like they're able just to let it out. And sometimes we feel like that's a coping mechanism for us, is being strong for them, and not realizing that later on it comes up. Is that kind of how you say with you?
Exactly how I felt. And also, I just didn't know how to process it.
Yeah.
I think men aren't taught how to process emotions, or are taught to maybe be emotionally stunted because that's what strength supposedly looks
Right.
like, which is not, but that's what we're taught.
And I'm sure some of that's also just being a musician, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't realize that we bleed out everything through our music.
You don't realize it's coming out. Yeah.
And we don't always realize that it's going to come out at the right time. So you can look at it two ways. You can look at it, well, I didn't find within myself to process this emotionally over time, or did it bring me to this process to where I wrote this song and then this movie happened and all these things happened because the message that needs to be said, right?
Yeah.
So that's the way you can look at it two ways, and I think anybody who sees this film is first of all going to be gripped, because from the first 2 seconds of this film, you just want to stop. You don't want to stop watching it. And then the other side of it is, I feel like they're going to have a new appreciation for that, for stigmas that we were taught things in the 50s and 60s and things of that nature, of what a man's supposed to be and what we're supposed to feel and how we're supposed to react to certain things. And that's not necessarily true.
Right.
We are who we are as humans, and we need to process accordingly whatever's good for us.
That's what
you
this
know?
story just told.
That's right.
And it really needed to get out there because there's not enough of it.
Right.
In a natural way, too. Like a way that's organic. And something so compelling like that with that message has all the opportunity in the world.
So Joel, do you have a YouTube channel? You have Instagram, all that good stuff? Like, plug your stuff, man.
Yeah, man. You can find me. The best place to find me is just my website, joelwilson.com. Wilson was with 2 L's. But I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It's all Joel Wilson Music.
Awesome.
And just if you remember my name, Wilson, it has 2 L's and not 1.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, go check him
tag it
out.
up, brother.
Amazing musician. Go check out his stuff. Just great to meet you, man. Very inspiring.
Awesome job.
What we saw tonight, and love what you do, dude. Very cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Awesome,
you, man.
brother. Thanks, man.
All right, guys, we're here with Stevie Cavalier. Stevie, what did you feel about the end product of this film tonight? What did you feel about the end product? I mean, we saw this tonight. Obviously, it was gripping. How did you feel about what you saw?
I thought it was, everything I thought it was going to be and then more, which
Awesome.
I thought was
Isn't
amazing.
that awesome feeling when you get to that point, though? Because you're
Yes.
like, man, I really think it's going to be one way. And then...
This has exceeded my expectation. Absolutely.
Yeah. We don't know what that feels like, all right? We've never done anything like that.
Personally.
We've never been that good at anything, but super cool. So what was your role in all this?
So I was the assistant director.
Awesome.
So I kind of came in at the beginning of pre-production and went through a couple date switches, and then I got to work through, the actual production days. So that was my role.
Awesome.
What was, I understand, like, COVID came, things of that nature. Y'all had a lot of issues when it came to production. Y'all had all these rescheduled dates. But, Rachel and I were talking earlier about the belief system and what was going on. How much of that played a part in what you did?
Definitely, I could sense that it was the driving force because I 100% believed in the project from the get-go. I was like, I am all in, like, I want to be there. And I think there was only one date change where, like, I thought I wasn't going to be able to go because it, changed to September, and I was like, I can't do these dates. Like, I can't do it. And then, it's bad, but I was kind of happy when the dates changed again because I was like, yes, I get to be a part of it. Because I just know that, the story was really, really good, and I love the script. And then I also know, like, Rachel's just a great leader, and, like, the sets that she has and then the product that she creates, like, it's so easy to latch onto the vision of from start to finish.
Right. The other part of it, too, is that just since we've met Rachel, drive is one thing, but having diligent drive to where everything is always in place and finding the right people to be in the right positions at the right times, she's amazing at that. Okay, we are inspired by her because of that. We noticed that the first time we ever met her, and she sat in our studio. She was so down to earth. She was just a cool chick, and on top of that, the things that she's trying to do are coming to fruition, which doesn't happen for everyone, So what you guys accomplished, you should really be proud of, because from beginning to end, it was just amazing. And for being a short, and that's what the thing that boggles my mind. I felt like I watched a 2.5-hour movie that was literally within 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, whatever that was. I mean, it's super short, but you get it. You get it.
It doesn't need to be more.
It doesn't need to be more. It doesn't need to be any less. It was just right what it was.
And this thing had ample opportunity to not happen, right? There was Ida, COVID part 2, like all the dates that shifted around, because we originally we got tagged on all those emails because we were doing the sound stuff, and we were able to see. I was like, man, I know for a fact this is going down.
Yeah.
Because I know that just fueled her. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we said that on the way here. If there is not an issue before we get to something, then it's probably not
Oh,
worth
that's our
doing.
motto. If it
You know
doesn't
what I
start
mean?
off kind of crappy, it'll never turn out great. You got to have some type of, wall in front of you to be able to break through the wall to begin with.
Exactly.
So what other things have you personally worked on?
Well, I've worked on several films with Rachel. I've worked on some of the films with Entertainment Goes that
Okay.
Rachel's directed. And then I've also, I direct my own stuff. Right now I am currently working on a pirate mockumentary. And we made Picture Lock today, so I'm quite excited about
Today's a
quite
day for
excited
you.
about it.
Pretty
Awesome.
excited to hearing that. That sounds great.
Sounds
Yeah.
cool, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we shot in Grand Isle, and it was an adventure.
So it's
You know how much
authentic.
we love pirates? Like, you have no clue.
It's
Well,
authentic.
I'll be sure to show y'all.
Awesome,
when we're
yes,
finished.
please.
So,
Plug that on our show. When it is ready, we will have you come down to our studio. We will take care of you. Bring whoever you want. It'll be cool.
okay.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Yeah, we love Grand Isle. It has a very special place in our heart, mostly because of the history of that island. There's a lot of history that people don't know down there, and the pirates were a big part of it. So, a good old-fashioned mockumentary is tight. Love that.
I want to hear so much more about that, like right now.
Yeah, but you want to spoil some of it?
I'll just give you, I guess, a teaser. I mean, it's about two pirate sisters, and their dad leaves them on the island to search for his
Female
gold.
pirates?
Female pirates.
So we have said this on our show because I have been to the Pirate Museum in Nassau, Bahamas.
Wow.
The women are the most badass pirates. You can talk about Jean Lafitte, you can talk about Jim Bowie, you can talk about Blackbeard, but the women were the ones that you didn't want to mess with. They were the mean ones. They would gut you, much less look at you, and that's true. And men love that. I'm sorry, go on.
But yeah, so it's about two pirate sisters, and they're like searching for their dad's gold, because whoever gets the gold gets to be captain, gets the ship, and it's off the wall, but it's really, really fun, and it's a swashbuckling adventure for
Awesome.
sure.
That sounds great. I cannot wait to see that. Yeah, we want to view that before everybody else because we like to be special.
Because now this is what we do.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Yeah. So, great job. I mean, y'all should be super
Absolutely.
proud of what y'all did. The product that came out of this. And not to mention, this venue is super cool, man. Like, to have it here, that was just the icing on the cake for this. And like I said before, if you ain't had those almond cookies, you're messing up because they are delicious. I don't know where they got that from, but we need to find out where those almond cookies came from.
That's the third time I hear you say that,
For the
so it's
Mantle,
true.
almond cookies made my night. We good. I love it.
Awesome.
So yeah, thank you so much for sitting with us.
I appreciate
and
you so
We're gonna
much.
give you our
Great job.
information. Whenever that's done, hit us up. We're all about stuff like that. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And action.
First of all,
Yeah,
I
we
would
should do
just
that
like
more.
to say
action before we record.
well, remember back in the day, Poopa Broussard, he used to say, roll that.
Roll that.
Yeah, but
Rolling that.
we didn't do that. Let me tell you something, Bev. One thing I'm kind of upset about is there was only one tray of Vienna sausages. I didn't know what everybody else was going to eat, so I just ate them.
There's more out now. Go
Vienna
get them.
sausages?
Sure
I'm
is.
on my way. I'm going to get that. Grab me a beer.
I just ate one.
I just want to say, first of all, from the first 5 seconds of watching the film, not knowing really what it was like, you gave us an overtone
Yeah.
because we're in your little inner circle, we like to believe, but
Yes, of course.
the way it was shot was amazing. It was believable. And the acting was amazing because we talked to people earlier that you'll hear back. There are big, huge productions that put hundreds of millions of dollars into what they do that don't get acting like that. I compared you to Ewan McGregor in the new Obi-Wan Kenobi because there was a scene.
Convincing. I was there for
There was
it.
a
yeah.
scene that he finds out that Anakin's still alive, and the fear in his face was so real.
Yeah.
And there was a point in this film where there was a close-up of you, and the fear in your face was that real.
Yeah.
And I felt that.
Gives you chills every time.
And
Seriously.
The moment? Is it that moment?
That moment.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the tone
No, it is.
Thank you.
was the tone of the way it looked. I don't even know how to explain the lighting in it, but it was so all-encompassing with the score. And then we had Joe Wilson sit in with us earlier.
Yeah.
Awesome guy. What a great guy. What a great talent, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
Absolutely.
But now that you see the way people have reacted to this, how do you feel?
I am like stunned. It's all very surreal right now. You know, it's like, wait, what just happened? I'm super grateful and whew, yeah.
Yes,
I
you
don't
can
know.
finally
There's no
decompress
words.
a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
I've been with Rachel, watching her stress out now for over a year, so I'm sure it's a
Hopefully you
breath
can take
of
a
fresh
breath,
air.
yeah.
So, you know, no, Rachel's incredible, and you know, to watch an audience care within 20 minutes about characters that
Yes,
you
that's
know,
right.
it's very difficult to pull that off, and I think you can only do that through writing. And you know, I kind of said it earlier. Rachel's writing, I mean, it was incredible. I mean, the first time I read the script, you know, it does move you to tears, and it's just the script.
Yeah.
You know, and of course you want to bring this thing to life. And I think your biggest fear as an indie filmmaker always is like, what, can we pull this off? And you know, I know that when Rachel comes with an idea that she is going to pull it off.
Yeah.
And that's what's so great about working with her. So to have the audience react like that was incredible. Yeah.
And to feel like I'd walked out of a theater and I'd watched an entire feature-length film. That's what I felt like at
wow.
the end of that. It wasn't
wow.
like it didn't need any more. It didn't need any less. And even the music video at the beginning, we liked it for the main part that, yes, it was a very somber song and it had a message. But the fact that it's shot locally and that just touches us in a different way. It's so amazing to
hits
see
home.
that. And I love
Right.
that you're
Literally.
still grounded and rooted in NOLA.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know,
Forever and always. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeremy, bro, like
killed it.
the stash, dude. The porn stash is so good.
Well, it's number 2, and I'm hoping to bring it into a 3rd, so we'll see.
I mean, brother,
Please
the way
do.
you room that thing, that's its own character, okay? That's the next short. Is what is Jeremy Dean's mustache going to do?
I would watch that. I'm here for it.
But same thing, very believable. There's that scene where you walk in after everything happens. Not trying to give anything away, but there's a point to where you, on the back end, as an audience member, I can feel what you feel because your empathy is there. Sympathy and empathy are two different things.
Right.
After talking with Joel Wilson, and hearing his story behind the same type of thing and how for 7 years of his life he was held back and his emotion didn't come to fruition to be able to process a situation. That's a thing because as men we were taught to react a certain way, to be strong for your significant other or your wife or your girlfriend or whoever, because that's what we're supposed to be, and then you go and process after when she's not around because it affects her more. Women more let things out and they process it right then and there. So being able, and I hope this doesn't sound sexist, but being able to portray that, being a female director and writer, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because most men could probably be critical. But I feel like if any man watched this like I did, I think they would have a different appreciation for it. I think they would have different feelings about it. And I think you're right. I think this is something that needs to get in front of more people. I think people that are broken because of this situation, we take it for granted. And I say we, people like myself, I have 3 beautiful daughters. I've never experienced that situation, but I take it for granted that they're just going to be there every single day. And a lot of people in our population across the world can't even get started.
Right. Wow. Yeah.
So it made me feel a different way about my children even tonight. So thank you for what you did, because it's super cool. Not to mention, everything was so congruent. The way you put things together, I was talking about that earlier. Your drive is unmatched, because this venue and that film and that music video and everything involved was so congruent and seamless.
Thank you.
And that's the Rachel Jacob way.
That
Yeah,
means
it
a
is.
lot. Oh
Which is
my
killer.
God. Thank you.
It rings
But
genuine through and through the entire time. You know, like this is a story that needed to be told.
Yeah.
And you killed it.
Thank you.
Yep. And we're
It was
gonna,
amazing.
And
It's
we're
been
gonna
unanimous.
plug it. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
film festivals all over. For the Mantle, so great. What were you gonna say?
Well, to go back to what you were saying earlier about, it kind of switches to the men, which is hopefully, not exactly expected, but that's why I put the story in a family setting, so that no matter who you are in the family, you can work through it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I know, and I think women know that men do it a little different. You know what I'm saying? That's all right.
I hope that's a
fair assessment.
Yeah.
We know that on the flip side also.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. So,
They got to have both.
Yeah, well, I think for a lot of men, I think our first instinct is to try to fix it.
Exactly.
And this is a situation where
Unfixable.
men can't fix it. And I think it leaves us in a hopeless state. And
It does.
It leads men to do, unrational things.
You
know?
nailed it. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and
Which could be said so much further than that, just on anything, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
you can use it in this situation, but that's in anything in life. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
totally,
see the ones
totally.
you love as a man, you automatically want to. When we really know inside that we have no control over anything,
yeah.
but we try to.
Yeah,
we try
totally.
to control the situation.
Yeah.
But being able to process that and having a good support system around. Bro, when you sit on the couch with him, right?
Exactly.
I have been in that position so many
Totally,
times
man.
where I'm sitting there, rock bottom, and all my homie had to do is just sit with me.
Yes.
We didn't have to talk about it. We didn't
Yeah.
have to do anything. But it speaks volumes, and I think people are going to see that. The other thing that was awesome was the sound quality.
yes.
The audio was so good. So good. Which is hard to do. A lot of
Very
indie
That's
films,
what made it as
that's
real
hard.
as
Tell
it
me
was.
about it. We know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But both of you guys, kudos to you. Your acting was amazing in this. It was super good. And girl, you were so believable. I mean, I had to hold it back. You know what I mean? I had to hold it back. And
Thank
there was
you.
a
That means a lot.
lot of tears.
There was
Yeah.
definitely a moment I was like, no, Rachel, no.
Yeah.
No.
Don't make me feel this way, damn it. All right, I only feel this way for Obi-Wan.
That you said that has made my life.
And that's why we all
That's so
appreciate
great.
this love that we do.
Yes, it's so great.
Y'all
Well,
killed it. That was amazing.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
the guy that plays your husband in that, what's his name?
Kieran Roberts.
Kieran Roberts.
Yes.
Guys, this
Love
guy
you.
is amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah.
What an awesome actor.
He put
Yeah.
it
So
on.
happy we found
I mean,
him.
he left
Yeah.
nothing on the stage, so to speak.
Except for his shoes, which are right over there on the red carpet, that he left on set. So I brought them to take pictures with on the red carpet.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
Yeah.
thank you,
Okay.
Kieran.
And
good.
outside of his acting, he's an awesome guy.
He's a good guy,
Yeah, we've gotten
100%.
close and just lots of talks and going out to dinner and stuff. And he's just a great, fantastic guy to be around. He's got your back immediately,
Yeah.
type of thing. You know what I mean?
Which is awesome because, like we talked earlier,
He's good people.
You know,
Yeah.
having your whole your whole crew so close, that's just awesome. Because we've been involved in so many group settings, tried to do so many things to where people didn't just quite fit. Our first season was like that. You know, we had one person that just did not fit correctly, and it puts a strain on things. But the other part of it is, with all the adversity that stood in y'all way, y'all never stopped. You know why? Because if those things don't happen, nothing can ever be amazing. And that's exactly what happened. You guys broke through the wall and broke through the next one after that, and now you're here tonight.
Well,
Yeah,
all
it's
credits on
true.
Rachel on that one. I mean, seriously, she.
Well, and you for sticking with me and helping
Yeah,
me keep
totally.
everybody together. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And everybody
She's
we
the main
talk to
driving
shares the
point, though.
belief system. That's
Yeah.
the thing. You know, you can't expect everybody to believe the same way. You can't expect
Right.
everybody to see your vision and your dream.
Right.
But you have inspired people to see what you see. and to believe what you believe.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a cult, which is cool. It's a very small cult.
Filmmaking.
It is good to be the
That'd be a
leader.
good podcast.
Yeah, totally.
What is the ritual? That's the real question.
Press the play
Red
button.
carpet, 100% is
Yeah.
the ritual.
Right?
Yeah.
But thank you so much for having us. This has been a blast. We were super excited, and we were nervous. You know,
Yeah.
we're nervous for everything we do. But
Me too. It's okay.
As soon as we felt like when we showed up, we were like, "Oh man, we're out of our element."
we
There's
didn't
glass
know, yeah,
tables
but-
and like these fancy
you
chairs and
fit
stuff.
right in, seriously.
Yeah, totally.
And
yeah,
then
super cool,
smooth in.
super cool, and I
was
can't
awesome.
I can't tell you how awesome it was. I can't even put into words how great that was. And like I said, here's this short film that made me feel like I just come out of a theater, saw a full-length feature film, and it was absolutely perfect.
That means so much. Thank you so
You
much.
did great.
Thank you guys.
Thank y'all for coming. I'm like overjoyed that y'all came.
And this
Yes.
episode is gonna be really cool. I
Yeah,
can't wait
it's
to
gonna be
cut
fun.
this.
Yeah, it'll be
It's
real
gonna be a
fun.
different episode. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, this is cool.
yeah.
I mean, really, seriously.
And next time
Wednesday.
we're gonna do it right now. Next time we get together, it's not gonna be on mic. It's not gonna be a production thing. It's not gonna be a movie thing.
We're gonna hang
We're
out and
just
make
gonna
some
go drink
plans.
some beer.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we're up.
We're in a good
All right,
spot.
see ya. We outta
Y'all
here.
be looking forward. It's going to be going to all kind of film festivals over the next year. She's going to be submitting them, so y'all be looking out for that. Also look out for Jeremy Dean. This young man is a force to be
yeah.
reckoned with.
Rising star.
Everything that he puts his hands on is just amazing. So
Thank you, man.
watch for what's going to come with this guy, because he's definitely a rising star in the community around here and throughout the nation and the world. So interested to see what comes up with you, my friend. It's going to be awesome.
Thank you. That means a lot. Seriously.
100%.
Yeah, thank you.
Why don't you
be great.
remind the audience where to find you guys?
Oh, everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, the whole nine. Jeremy Dean. You can look me up. And Rachel.
Yeah, mostly on Instagram and trying to think. Do I have it? No, yeah, on Instagram.
Yeah, go
Rachel
follow
underscore.
Four on the Mantle.
Yeah, Four on the Mantle.
All the
Rachel
links will be
underscore
in the
Jacob.
description.
And
Yeah.
also, we follow them also. So if you go to our Instagram,
Yeah.
DSR Talks,
Yeah.
you'll be able to go find them and follow them, because we like and follow everything they do. So
Exactly.
y'all check them out.
can't remember
And
my handle.
thank you for listening to the Dang Swamp Rebellion.
Woo woo! Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Dang Swamp Rebellion. Check us out on dsrtalks.com.